I am the ghost of Christmas past. That's it. And now the end is near. Helen, so I face the final curtain. My friend, I'll say clear. I'll state my case, for which I'm certain. I live a life that's full. I traveled each and every highway and more, much more than this. I did it my way. Regrets, I've had a few, but then again, too few to mention. I did what I had to do, and I saw it through without exemption. I planned each charted course, each careful step along the byway, and more, much more than this. I did it my way. And yes, there were times when I'm sure you knew, when I bit off more than I could chew. But through it all, when there was doubt, I ate it up and spit it out. I faced it all, and I stood tall and did it my way. I've loved, laughed and cried. I've had my fill, my share of losing. And now, as tears subside, I find it all so amusing to think I did all that in the ice age, not in a shy way. Oh no, oh no, not me. I did it my way. For what is a man? What has he got? If not himself, then he has not to say the things that he truly feels, and not the words of one who knew. The record shows that I took the blows and did it my
It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Amp Media Studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free 888-994-4995, Studio A right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
Bring it over here.
And Baxton's back. I gotta tell you, he brought a freaking tear to my eye.
Me too. I can't take it.
Can't stand him. But the man is back, the myth, the legend, you know. I gotta tell you, there aren't many kids that come through the program with a story like Baxton. And to have him back just for this one day, and then he ends up singing the one song that I love. You know, I sang that song. I played that song on the radio 10 years ago. Maybe 10? 10 years ago, it was our last show on iHeart. Remember that?
It was about 7 years ago, yeah.
7, 8 years ago? It was the last show that we played on iHeart, and that's how we ended the show. Which was tremendous.
said.
But you brought back so many memories with that song. That what a fitting gift for this year. And we're going to pop some champagne and everything. We got some of the kids that are working.
We got 13 minutes.
They're
on work, they're on lunch break. They got a 13-minute lunch break. We try to show appreciation in a short period of time. We have a guest in the studio also. We have announcements to make. All sorts of things going on. So pardon us if things sort of go crazy in here in the next hour and a half. We got this? Oh, they have to do the tap.
Well,
Everyone's got to put their energy in it.
Yeah.
But wow, what a great morning we've had. We got 2 new shows starting next week, which I'm excited about. Some more information to come on that.
That is not true. Who put that up?
That is National Champagne Day.
No, I'm trying.
Oh my God.
It wasn't even right.
Hey, Baxton.
Who lives there?
This is for you.
Baxton. Hey, Baxton. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
See, you never know what happens here.
I don't even know what happens
Small
here.
but mighty this crew is. So much energy, but
Now, if a couple of other interns walk in here from prior years, don't be surprised.
Next thing we know, Grace is going to
Just don't be surprised.
oh wow. And I know Helen's coming in of Cosmic Astrology Society, giving us our forecast for 2025. We'll see what the stars and the moon have to say for all of us going forward. But it's been a great morning. We've got a new friend in the studio joining us. My daughter just landed, so she's here for a good couple days. Haven't seen her
She's
since
here?
Thanksgiving. Well, she's not here. She's in Palm Beach, but she's on her way down. See what's happening.
her.
And we got to spend some time with the connector over here. She brought in breakfast for the crew.
Bagels and cream cheese.
Who doesn't love bagels,
Bagels,
and
cream cheese, and champagne. Why
So
not?
shall we call her the Connector? Is that her new nickname?
The
Are you-
Connector?
Yeah. What do they call you? What's your nickname?
Connector. We'll go with the
Connector.
connector. Community connector. Yeah. The connector. Let's keep it that.
She sounds like a mobster.
Connector, it works. And
It is, right?
I
and
like
Ripple.
that.
And Ripple. Ripple networking. Every connection is a ripple effect.
So
And
let's talk about Ripple, because you were in here, I don't know, 6 weeks ago, I guess, and it had just launched, and you got us on it, but we really haven't had the chance to share the Ripple effect. No pun, well, pun intended, I guess.
Yeah. No, it's so much fun because I was actually like, as I'm driving up to the studio today, I was thinking, gosh, like we need to really use Ripple more here. And Ripple, like this is a ripple effect in here of all the connections people are making and running into and talking and everything. So we're gonna get this rippling out here more.
Now, have you met our party coordinator?
No.
That's Danielle. She's the party coordinator. Danielle, we're gonna have a
Is she the one that brought the champagne?
Yes, she brings everything. Let's why don't we have a Ripple party? Can we do a Ripple party?
I'm up for any type of. I'm up for a party.
Everybody that comes in here downloads Ripple, and let's see if we can bring in 100 people. Well, that'd be some party.
What is that?
What is Ripple? Can you explain Ripple?
Ripple is a networking app to help you network more simply and efficiently. So when you're at events like a party here, you would remember who you met because everybody's going to check in on the app and then everybody's going to have each other's information. So you can go back, and it's kind of like LinkedIn meets Facebook groups. So then that way you can remember where you met somebody and then always go back like 3 months later and be like, you know what, I actually want to continue that conversation on with that person, or I need their service now, or I know somebody who does need their service. We had a great conversation. Maybe it just wasn't a right fit for me at that time, but it might be a good connection for somebody else.
Well, you've brought in so many connections. Your friend Kathy Heller was here last week, and I didn't get a chance to officially chat or do, but I'm hoping she comes back
We
in.
can Ripple her.
I've been listening to her podcasts,
Yeah.
talking about things about changing in your life and networking, and there's so many great opportunities coming forward in 2025 that Russ Johnson wants us to do a networking event in February for the foundation. So let's really bring Ripple into full effect then.
I think that's too quick. I'm exhausted from the last one.
It doesn't have to be on that magnitude, but it doesn't have to be 200 people. But
No, I'm talking about that, yes. I'm not. I like the Ripple party. Why don't we have a Ripple party?
So we do maybe once a month or once every 2 months a networking event here.
Yeah, but isn't it about collaboration? It's all about collaboration. So
I like that.
Yeah, so collaborating with the foundation, with Ripple, bringing other people that are in the community together here to showcase what they do and also hype them up. Because I really feel like our best spokesperson is our friends for each other. And so, I talk you guys up, you talk me up. This is what we do because we're friends. We have, we want each other to succeed. So that's why, yeah.
Maybe we'll have a gold chain with a C on it.
With a connection.
A little gangsta.
I like that. I love, like, we had a masquerade party.
That's fun.
And
Yes, we
that
did.
was fun.
Yeah.
Loved it. And we had everybody in mask and all that. So you do a Ripple party, maybe you have a C for connector or RC or something, and everybody that comes in gets that, and then they download this, and then you begin a platform where you can have a party once a month.
Have you
see
done
what's going
networking events with Ripple yet on your own?
Yeah. So I've done smaller ones. Actually, I shouldn't say that. We did a big one in October. It was called Pinktober. Had a big turnout, about 100 people.
That's what I'm looking for, right there.
That's it. That's the money. The connection. That's the connection. It's amazing how we all think we have to do this alone or we can't work with each other on growing our businesses, but it's really doing it together.
I found that a lot with the foundation with our first networking event. Outside of what we do as business to business and helping people grow, and we do a lot of connecting in here and cross promotion, pollination on different shows, but I'd never asked anyone for anything, a donation or food, or I've never asked for a give. It just never occurred to me. When I saw that people were so willing with over, 30, 35 sponsors that we had, even up until an hour before people were bringing in raffle items, I thought, oh my gosh, what an amazing community that the next time we need to bring Ripple into this, but really bring it in and have people download it ahead of time and really let them, because when they're in the middle of talking and be like, I got to download the app and do all this.
Yeah.
Let's get them in front of it.
Yeah.
And let's put maybe not a Pinktober, but maybe we do something for Valentine's Day, exactly what Russ was thinking.
Yeah, February, the month of love.
Connection, right? It's all about, you don't have to love amorously love. You can love your community, you can love your coworkers, businesses.
Well, if I'm pollinating,
You're pollinating and loving.
I want to be loving.
Are you a bee, Freddie, or pollinator?
I don't know. They told me I pollinate.
You pollinate. She
So
cross-pollinate.
if I'm pollinating, I'm loving it.
Cross-pollinating.
And then I want to take it to the other studios. I want to go. What's the matter?
He's cross-pollinating.
I'm across the pollination.
What did you do?
I did nothing. Listen, I'm gonna tell you something. She's This is the gifts I get. I cross-pollinate.
That's hilarious, by the way.
This is gonna be my new go-to. I'm never gonna open it, but I'm gonna have my new go-to. Pollination.
That is hilarious, and people come in there with little nibs for you.
Can you believe that?
I know, it's unbelievable.
I should open up my own network.
All right, I'm on Ripple. Are you on Ripple?
I am so Ripple, baby.
Isn't Ripple like a moonshine?
Nip Network. She laughs.
Look, they all got champagne, but they didn't offer us any.
Baxon.
Max, did we get any?
Can you bring some out before you put your big lips on that glass? Cross-pollinate, man. Pollinate.
It's New Year's.
Oh, that was good. Thank
He's
you.
only worked with us for 4 years, but it's all good.
He's lost his way around.
But I love when the crew comes back and he makes me tear because it's just to see how far they've come. And they all come back for each other because they knew he was coming in for it today, and they're taking their lunch breaks and stuff to come see him from Atlanta.
Awesome.
It's just amazing. Those are things that don't go on a website. Those are things that you don't see in verbiage or text, or you could even explain to anyone in an elevator speech. It's just like that. It's just what happens here. It's what makes us a family. Did you spill it?
He's a mess. He spilled it.
Well, it's connected. I'm sorry.
Now, what I was thinking is, I want to do a concert, like a J.C. Dreesen concert, where there's 200-300
Give
people.
one to Arielle.
You got to give to the guests first.
Of course.
Thank you.
200 or 300 people at a concert. This is my idea. And then we open up with the Ripple. Now, people are going to think it's Ripple, because back in the day, you know what Ripple was?
No.
It's like moonshine, right?
It was moonshine.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes. And I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to have, not for nothing, I'm going to have nips made of Ripple. So I say, okay, everybody take out your Ripple. So when you do this, it's like a dog,
Didn't Sanford and Son, didn't he always drink Ripple?
Yeah.
You don't remember Sanford and Son.
Ripple. Look it up. It used to be a fantastic drink, I tell you. We used to drink it in the corner for a quarter. But we have a Ripple bottle, right? I did this with Dr. Panozzo. I used to sell an empty case, and I used to say, break if you want to heal. It's a true thing. So now I'm going to break if you want to ripple. Ripple nipple.
And how do people download it? It's Ripple Networking. I can't talk to her. She's
It's the
laughing.
Ripple
because
networking.
Ripple Nipple is we came up with another app.
It's
But this is-
collaboration.
It is. But we came up with another app. We were joking around. It was called Nipple because are we allowed to talk about this?
I don't know. Let's see where we're going with this
Where are
one.
we going with this nipple?
No. Like let's say we were talking like when you get to a certain age, if you want to have a child, but like kind of like that sperm donor type of thing. But there's some people that just like to pay for people's lifestyle. Is like a fetish. It's a thing. I can't remember the name of it.
A sugar daddy?
But they don't want anything in return.
Yeah.
So they'll just pay for.
It's a one-way daddy.
One-way daddy.
So let's say you want to have a child.
Yes.
Do we have enough time to share this?
Absolutely. we must.
So you want to have a child. You're not in a relationship, but you would like the lifestyle of a certain lifestyle. So this person would pay for your lifestyle to have a child, but they're not involved.
Is this person single?
Yeah. So let's say like I'm single, let's say, and I was like, oh, I want to have a child. And so I would have this person like fund me pretty much.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. Do you have children?
It's kind of like, it's nice.
How many children would you like? Boy, I'm going to tell you something. Anytime they give you one of these things, a lot of things
Going to fund the life, so it's like the lucky donor bank?
The lucky what?
Donor bank? No, you're just having someone just pay for your child.
Yeah,
your lifestyle.
Yeah, you're just having somebody pay for your child and your life and your.
Is that part of the app?
Not related at all.
Can you imagine like if you had like a high-end, like just lifestyle payment networking app? Just to find someone to do that for
What if
you.
you wanted to like move to Dubai with your child and like live in like $1 million mansion?
Well, the mother's the one controlling the deal. The father's just, he's just funding it.
Yeah, just juggling the money and adding more and more money.
Right,
to the
and,
account.
but the guy has a kid. You could say, oh, this is my son, my daughter, and that's her. So
You
it
got an
works.
inheritance.
I don't know. This was brought about by a couple people that had brought this idea to me, and we kind of were talking about it. And I'm gonna not design that app. I don't think.
I think we should design it. I think we should think further. Where's the IT guys?
The IT guys are in there.
Make it the nipple network.
All right, so you can find the Ripple Networking app at any of your Apple stores or your Android stores. It's Ripple Networking. Download the app. It looks like a connector symbol. And then every time you hear at the cafe and people you meet, you'll be able to get on there and you can
Can they
Cross ripple.
Can they pollinate us? I'm not. Can they? You got me doing
Cross
it.
ripple each
Can
other.
they write to us when we're on the air? Can they? Or
Can
you
they
have to be
get a
in the
message
room?
like you've been rippled?
Yes.
Is that what you get?
You get a message. You get a nice notification saying you have a new ripple.
You've had a new ripple. You've been rippled.
You've been rippled.
I've been rippled.
You've been rippled.
First, I pollinate, and I ripple.
And now you're rippling.
This is getting better and better.
This is quite a New Year's.
All right, we got Helen Archer of Cosmic Astrology Society joining us. Where's our crew? Bax, look at everyone out here.
Get everybody out here so we could do a cheer.
What are they doing? They all left?
They're,
all right,
they're out there.
Well, we got to give Helen some champagne, and before everyone starts doing their thing, we need to
We need to toast the masters.
but they're not coming out, so
They don't want to come out?
I guess not. Happy New Year. Happy New Year,
Happy New
Bax.
Year.
Thank you for
Happy New
coming to
Year.
visit us
Happy New Year.
Freddie.
Cheers.
to 2025.
How many times are we going to do this? Because
Every time we go to commercial break. Here comes our first commercial break.
Who's that guy? That Aaron?
All right, more to come. We got another song with Bax and Arielle's hanging, I think, for a little bit. And every time we go to commercial, you're going to have to do a toast. More to come. Stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
Amp Media Productions is proud to announce a collaboration with ABC WPBF, producing high-quality commercials for clients in Palm Beach County. This partnership will leverage Amp Media's creative expertise and video production capabilities with ABC's extensive reach and community connections to deliver top-notch advertising solutions. Contact Amp Media Productions today to amplify your impact in business on ABC WPBF.
When it comes to protecting what matters most, your family, your business, your peace of mind, you need reliable fire protection. Introducing All Fire Extinguisher Depot, Fire Extinguisher Service. Our certified technicians ensure your extinguishers are always ready to respond to emergencies. Before and after, we leave your fire safety in top-notch condition. Join the many satisfied clients who trust All Fire Extinguisher Depot for fire extinguisher service. Because when it comes to fire safety, there's no compromise. Contact All Fire Extinguisher Depot at 786-704-2750 to get your extinguisher service today. Your safety is our priority. That's at 786-704-2750. All Fire Extinguisher Depot, protecting what matters.
Breaking news, aliens have finally made contact with.
Welcome to the Amp Media Studios here in beautiful downtown Boca Raton.
In conjunction with True Oldies Radio South Florida, Amp Media Productions is here to help amplify your impact in business and to bring greater awareness to our community. Give us a call, 866-224-5422. We'll see you soon at the cafe.
And like I always say, come on down and visit us and don't be late.
Known for his Art Deco Cubist style and compositions with dancing saturated color, Ken Bieberman has lived and breathed art his whole life. From the early 80s, he's influenced the Art Deco district of Miami Beach. Featured in numerous restoration projects, hotels, galleries, and clubs, Bieberman creates for everyday folks and celebrity clientele. He's also the proprietor of Art Repro, a giclée and scanning company in Pompano Beach. When it comes to scanning high resolution, size is not an issue. Professionally scanning art up to 10 feet and 64 inches in width, Art Repro utilizes state-of-the-art equipment. On quality canvas or paper, archival ink and printing mediums are put to use. Art Repro ensures colors are true and every nuance of the art is captured, including the canvas weave. Perfection is the priority. Contact artist Ken Bieberman today at 954-547-0095 or visit his website www.artrepro.net.
Are you turning 65 this year or retiring and leaving employer coverage? It's your time to navigate the Medicare enrollment process. You have guaranteed issue in this time period. There is no medical underwriting. Everyone has unique needs within the standard steps of the enrollment process. The Marvelisms Medicare can walk you through the best options for your needs. For more information, call Claire Goyette at 561-703-7463 or absolutebestins.com/Claire-Goyette.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Rose and flows over your head, and ice cream castles in the air, and feather canyons everywhere. I looked at clouds that way, but now they only block the sun. They rain and they snow on everyone. So many things I would have done, but clouds got in my way. I've looked at clouds from both sides now, from up and down, and still somehow it's clouds' illusion that I recall, because I really don't know clouds. At all. Moons and Junes and Ferris wheels, dizzy dancing way that you feel as every fairy tale comes true. I looked at life that way, and now it's just another show. You leave them laughing when you go, and if you care, let them know. Don't give yourself away. Look at love from both sides now. You give and take, and still somehow it's love's illusion that I recall. Because you really don't know love. I really don't know love at all. Tears and fears and feeling proud to say I love you right out loud. Dreams and schemes and seconds proud. I've looked at life that way. Oh, now, old friends, they're acting strange. They shake their heads and they tell me that I've changed. Well, something's lost, something's gained. Living every day. I've looked at life from both sides now, from win and lose, and still somehow it's life's illusions that I recall. It's like I really don't know life at all. to Don and Betty. Thank you.
You know, I love, he's trying to kill me between those two songs. I think he's going to see how well my makeup lasts throughout the day. But back to you, turn the light on, please. Yet it's like your son coming back home in the same conversation. But it's funny because I was listening to this podcast this morning, the third part, because it's taken me 3 days to get through Kathy Heller's podcast. And she was talking about, did Joni Mitchell, do you think she actually really looked at both sides of the clouds in her life? And going forward into 2025, it's weird that I listened to that this morning. It's this time of reflection, which is why you asked this morning, to be more present for me and to look at not both sides, but the side that I'm in right now, and to be connected and to be present and see where I am and see what I'm grateful for. And there he sings it, and she was singing it on her podcast this morning, so that was really kind of a crazy non-coincidence.
But there you see the inside and the outside, the frickin' the frag, the yin
Right.
and the yang, and the connection is the bridge between the two.
And the connector's here, and Helen's here, Helen Archer of Cosmic Astrology Society. And we got, gosh, 2025 is shaping up to be amazing already for next week.
I'm exhausted.
You're exhausted?
I got a drink. Look what they gave me. Nipple City.
Very nice.
Very nice.
So, Josh, do you have Helen's open? And how appropriate, because Helen was not with us. Last week we were closed for the holidays, and here she is right back getting ready to roll us into 2025. The last show you were on with Elliot, I looked at our YouTube numbers and I thought, holy cow, I'm like, what show is this? It was the show you did. The numbers have exploded on YouTube.
That's wonderful.
Amazing.
But we worked so hard to get there.
Amazing, amazing. So what's happening? What's going on with the stars, the moon, everything?
Well, we have the new moon in Capricorn today. So we have the new moon, which is ushering in the new year. So the moon is the inner self. The sun is the outer self. They're together in Capricorn. And so it is a time of reflection. It is a time to decide, do we want to stay in our relationships? Do we want to continue with our projects? Do we want to stay in a relationship that isn't satisfying? Do we want to stay in a relationship that's a money drain? Do we want to stay in a relationship that's really toxic? So we have to decide that if we're going to accept all these terms and stay in the relationship, that we're going to be okay with it, or if we decide that we need a total new redo, remake, reinvention of our lives, then we need to walk away and not think about it anymore. So this is a very hard decision for people to make.
I feel like she's reading your mind, I know. Right? And this is because of the new moon. Now, the new moon doesn't, January 1st is always, it's not like it's Hanukkah where things go based on the moon and the planets.
Right.
New Year's is always New Year's. So there can't always be a new moon going into a new year.
No, there won't always be a new moon. Some years there might be a full moon.
So this is
Who knows?
another coincidence, I guess.
Well, it's a good thing. And the main thing with Capricorn, you know, Capricorn is the sign of banking and finance. So now we need to also think about our budget. Where are we spending our money? How are we spending our money? How can we save? Because Capricorn is the sign of, I want money in the bank. Cash is king, and credit is bad. So a lot of us are in debt, obviously, with credit cards. The national debt is over $1 trillion, and I think a lot of it is because of the high interest rates. I really don't understand how the banks have gotten away with charging some people up to 30% interest on credit cards. So we need to, change our finances so that we can get rid of some debt and save some money, even though we realize over the holidays we've been extravagant. Maybe we've been generous to the wrong people. So all of these things are subjects for contemplation right now. So everybody's kind of serious, and the high of the holidays is kind of basically coming down to reality. What's our real reality?
And this is now in Capricorn, and what's happening as we go forward?
So there's major changes next year. You know, we're all excited for positive changes next year, and the reason this is happening is that Neptune has been in Pisces for many, many years. I think about 14 years, which is a long time. Saturn has been in Pisces for the last 2 years, so it's been emphasizing all the things in Neptune, like irreality. Fashion has been very forward. We've been, colorful. We've been emotional. We've been spiritual. We've learned more to meditate. Our intuition has increased. But sometimes we see reality with rose-colored glasses, and we don't want to come down to reality. So what's going to happen now is, after all those years of Neptune in a water, emotional, meditative, intuitive sign, is now moving into Aries. So it's going from water to fire. Fire is positive. Aries is the sign of the pioneer. So I feel with Neptune and Aries, we're going to start exploring new regions, new areas, outer space. All of that is going to be very, very positive.
How long?
I don't know how many years, at least 14.
Wow, the next 14 years.
So we have that, pioneering spirit. The AI is going to, make our lives easier. We're going to be better at communication. And then Saturn will also be going into Aries. So the two of them will be together in a positive sign, in a more generous sign, in a more, I want to do projects, I want to complete work, I want to make the world a better place sign. And we should have a better time conquering diseases also, with new innovations in medicine in Aries.
So since I'm Aries, does this mean anything different?
It's about the past changing. This year hit me more than it's ever hit me in my life. Like, I saw all the people that we lost this year. Pete Rose. I mean, everybody on this damn thing that I saw had an effect on my growing up. Every one of them that I lost. And it's like sometimes somebody took it off my chest. It's interesting you say that. And they put it to the side. And I feel like something's missing. Like something has been moved over. It's exactly what she's describing. Because a whole part of me left. A whole part of my upbringing is being buried, and you got to move on to the next thing. That's why I was telling you today, something's changed. There's a definite change in the air.
Today.
Yes.
It's like all of a sudden, when we signed 2 new shows today, ready to start next week, which is amazing.
And the people,
incredible people,
is the difference.
But the thing is, this has been in the works for a while. It's not like it all of a sudden materialized, and that's because the Jupiter cycle in Gemini made it possible for all this new communication, all these new shows, all these new communicative ideas, bringing opportunity, bringing happiness, bringing, brainstorming and coming up with better methods and more efficient ways to do things. So that's been the positive influence with Jupiter and Gemini. So it was been moving backwards. So we had to go back to the original idea, which started in May, rework it, make it come to fruition, get the funding, whatever it was you needed. Now Jupiter is moving forward from now until May, when it goes into Cancer. So now is the time that all these things are starting to happen.
She's right. Even you and your doctor, which I've had for almost 5 years, is changing. I mean, we're completely overhauling this show from soup to nuts. And I want to do more of what I wanted to do with it. And you're right. And that hasn't happened in 5 years. It's always been the same. And we're changing that as well. It's interesting.
The thing is, you can't stay the same. Because if you try to stay the same and be stationary and, just run around doing the same little thing, the world is going to leave you behind. You're going to start going backwards, so you have to move ahead. But with Aries, like I said, it's a pioneering spirit. It's time for new projects, new ideas, new methods that are going to improve everybody's lives. The other thing with Aries, it's a fire sign. Aries is ruled by Mars. Mars was, in olden times with the mythology, the god of war. So you're going to find that people are not going to tolerate being oppressed. And you're going to see more revolutionary times, more leaders being toppled, more people becoming free, being democratic, and that is going to increase the creativity and productivity of the world in general.
Interesting. She's been saying that for a while, right?
Well, I saw it in the news that somebody from, I don't even want to bring up the 3 countries involved, but they're all dictatorships and everything else, and even they are not worried that the change is upon them. And they said it. I didn't. I just read it. The change is upon us. So it's an interesting concept. How it comes about comes in different forms and everything else. But it's interesting that you said that, what you said, because we met somebody who's a connector, and she's saying the same thing. She's saying maybe you have to visualize what you haven't been reaching, and it's been there in front of you all this time. Maybe this is the change.
So vision becomes clear, you know, and it's also that Pluto in Aquarius is now, Pluto in Aquarius is like that depth of vision, like a futuristic vision. And now just, you know, running around doing your own personal little things, satisfying your needs and desires, that's no longer acceptable. That's no longer satisfying. You're looking at a bigger picture, like the humanity, and you want to do something to help the world advance. You have that calling, and it's becoming really loud and clear. As long as you can get rid of all those negative emotions and memories and thoughts that you're harboring in your subconscious, you have to clear out your subconscious, and then the energy can flow more freely.
Wow.
And she's always right.
So the other thing we have to consider is Mars is now moving backwards. It's been in Leo since election day. So Leo is positive, Leo is bright, Leo is energetic. It's now going to move back into Cancer. Cancer is more reflective, Cancer is more emotional, Cancer is more self-centered. But Cancer is also the ruling sign of our country. So some of the issues that came up since September, and for personal, some of the projects and people you met in September might have fizzled out in October, are now going to be re-emerging for you to re-event and take another look at what you didn't do, what was wrong, and what was good between September and October. And now you can go back and fix things, make things better. And the other thing is, if you neglected the home, if you neglected the family in favor of work or social life, now's the time to go back and fix all those relationships and fix the home things that, you know, need repair. That's the thing to concentrate on. So you have until April to get all that done.
Wow, it's a lot to do.
What sign are you?
Aquarius.
Like my brother was.
So, you know, Aquarius is in a stage of transformation. Pluto has entered Aquarius after 248 years, so nobody ever really experienced the cycle in Aquarius. But Aquarius is just, you know, they're futuristic, they have vision, they want utopia, so they're going to do everything they can to advance those goals.
And they're entering a new phase?
They're entering a new phase of self-transformation.
248 years ago? I think I remember that.
Remember we were talking about the American Revolution, and now, interestingly enough, Neptune going into Aries, the last time it was in Aries was during the Civil War.
So do you think that people under her sign right now, they're going to be surprised by what's about to happen to them? Because they weren't around when it was the other way.
I don't know, maybe surprised, but they'll have more power. They'll have more control, and they'll have a better direction and focus for their goals.
I don't know, there's a line of people coming out to ask you about their signs, I think. Nope. Capricorn over there.
Yes.
Capricorn, you're in play.
She just talked about it.
You're in play. It's your
Capricorn,
time.
new moon in Capricorn, as we discussed for Capricorn. Now is the time to get your finances in order and to buy some real estate, invest in real estate, and invest in relationships. You know, you've been working hard, and it's time to devote some time to personal life.
That's right. Personal life with a capital P.
But you like money, I know.
We like money, but money doesn't buy happiness. Money doesn't buy a warm body next to you. So the thing is, you know, try to balance. We need to balance.
You got to balance.
Virgo right now, that Saturn in Pisces has been holding you back. You've been disappointed in relationships. Your ability to reach the public and make a statement has been diminished, but you know, you've got like another few months, 4 months. Saturn will go into Aries, and things will just, you know, automatically be uplifted.
Who's that
And
mess?
you won't feel so So down by details and money will be better. So yes, and you know, with Saturn and Pisces, we have lost people that we have loved.
Yes.
Saturn is a sign of, you know, the door to death, the life and death, the wheel of rebirth. So Saturn has taken a lot of old souls, and their karma is over, and that's why they're gone. But they'll be reborn. They'll be reborn into the new age.
I got a question.
Do you have a mic?
That's your question. What is there for Gemini right now? I'm curious about that.
Gemini is in that lucky 12-year cycle. It's been going backwards for a few months, but now you can move ahead. And the more people know, you know, the better your opportunities. Talk to people, connect with people, and your creative talents are enhanced, so you can expand, and your wishes will be granted. You know, a lot of people, Geminis, will have an increase in their family circle.
You got to get connected.
Isn't your sister getting married?
Yeah, she's getting married.
And divorced or just married?
Maybe she's having a baby.
Hey!
Yes, you'll be an uncle.
Another
Divorce!
Save
We're
your
not talking
money.
about
Save
divorce
your
here.
money. You'll have nieces and nephews
Not
to
even-
support.
Wow, that's a heavy sign. You see that? You're going to be rewarded. So you're back in Florida and you get all this good news. You go to Atlanta?
Okay.
I hate to say it, but I know when you left, it wasn't the most propitious time to leave. You went with Mercury retrograde, so I said 3-4 months and you'll be back. Is that
And
true?
here you are, back.
And we're glad to have you back with your beautiful voice.
to be
That's
back.
crazy glue you to the sea.
True.
Once you live in Florida, you try to go back to where you came from or another place, you always end up coming back.
That's right. You're coming back. I will bet my nipper on that when you come.
How do
with the
people
nipper.
find you, Helen?
Cosmic Astrology Society on Facebook. I'm also on TikTok under Cosmic Astrologer, and I'm posting my predictions there. So yeah,
Is there
check me
anything we
out.
should be doing tonight until tomorrow?
Pardon
Any
me?
traditions for New Year's? I know you walk, backwards or walk around with suitcases or something?
Oh, what?
Walk backwards into the beach, don't you? Isn't
Yeah, I
that a
take
thing?
my suitcase and I walk backwards into
No,
the
isn't that
beach.
it? People walk around their swimming pool with suitcases for travel.
I don't know anything about
And
that.
then people eat 12 grapes
Yeah, I had a kid
or black-eyed peas or... Didn't you walk backwards into the ocean?
I apparently have. While I was pollinating.
I'm a little sad this New Year because this is my first New Year without a dog.
Oh.
And I miss my babies, and I'm hoping that a schnauzer finds me.
Well,
You need a schnauzer
putting
or
it
any
out there.
dog will do
No,
it?
I want a schnauzer.
Would a two-legged dog do
Mini
you?
schnauzer, two-legged,
No.
not
Oh,
at this
wow.
stage of my life.
Well, thank you for all that you do for us every Tuesday here.
It's my calling, it's my pleasure. I just want to help and give people, if they want it, the advice as to timing and when to move ahead and when to hold back.
Well, you've been amazing this year.
Thank you so much. Hopefully better next year.
And Helen can do readings for you, and we've done a lot in our studio based on the dates that she tells us, including the foundation, including getting everything, even picking the date for our last fundraiser and our next fundraiser on May 2nd. Helen picked that date as well. So, you know, she's done right, and just call her or find her, Cosmic Astrology Society. Let her do your 2025 forecast and see what the stars and planets have in store for you.
Hold a cosmic astrology, I almost a seance, not that, home party where you invite like 12, like a book club thing. You invite 12 or 13 of your best friends, and she comes in and she sits down. You have something to drink and everything else. I was thinking,
We can do that here on a full moon.
it has to be full moon.
I don't know.
Well,
Could be noon.
it all depends if I can hold my magic wand. I think it'd be really cool.
It'd be a cool net. We could do more networking events, themed
I think
networking
that'd be
events here,
really
like once a
cool,
month. Like we
yeah.
can do Helen 1 month, we do Ripple 1 month, and bring it all together.
And let people come in and enjoy asking questions and feeling out how full moon, huh?
You never know. I don't know. Maybe a new moon. I don't know what's better to do it.
Well, it depends on all the planets, but you know, it's a good idea to do it because Jupiter is in Gemini.
You
Let's
tell
do
us
it.
when
Let's
we should do it.
communicate.
You pick
Huh?
a date and let us know when we
You
should do
tell
it.
us when we should do it.
Okay.
Should look at the calendar.
And we'll bring everybody in. As
She's
you can
always been
tell,
right.
this one throws a party. People show up, even though I didn't think anybody was coming.
I told you everybody was coming.
I know that. Now.
You don't understand your own popularity. That's because you're in the studio. You don't get it.
I don't even believe
And now we're
it.
getting out more, and we got some friends that we're going to be sending out to do some remotes, some live interviews.
I mean, I look forward to all the opportunities that are coming forward, and it's all about seeing what's in front of you. And, you know, it really opened my eyes when we did the interview with you. It opened my eyes that you are giving so many opportunities to do so many things, and if you don't take advantage of it, if you don't take advantage of the people that come in here, then you are missing the boat. And then you sit there and you say, what happened? So just go.
You
Just
have
do it.
anything for New Year's you're going to reflect on?
I'm done
Change?
reflecting.
You're done reflecting?
I'm done reflecting. I'm going to go forward. I think I spent too much.
You don't want to look at that inner self, Freddie?
What?
You don't want to look at like inward.
No, and I'm not looking inward no more. I'm so tired of looking inward. It's disgusting. I'm going outward.
It's outward.
I'm going outward. I'm done with the inward stuff. You know, every year I say I'm going to make myself better. I ain't making myself better. I'm fine the way I am. What I'm going to do is I'm going to change my shoes and go in that direction. I'm going to reach out to things that I never knew that I could. So if I want to do this, I'm going to do it.
You just got to go for it.
I'm just going to do it. And if it doesn't work out, you know what? I brush it off and I go again.
It's the year.
You told me that I was having some good news during the baseball season. I ended up going to New York City and watching the Mets play not one, but 2 games. And it doesn't matter that they won or lost. That wasn't why I went. Time of my life, I look back for this year, was being there. Was just going to celebrate that moment. Because I never done that before in all the years I lived in New York. Never went to the Empire State Building. Never went to Ground Zero after 9/11. I never did any of that. And I did it because I listened to what you put in my ear. I got up there, and it changed my outlook on life, man. You know, you can always look back, you can look inside, brush that off. Let the new year start with something different. What did you call it? A new adventure every day. Why not?
New
Why
adventure
not?
every day. All right, we're going to take a commercial break. You can follow us on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV for exclusive behind-the-scenes content. Yes, we have to toast again. Like and subscribe to all of our channels as well as Aunt Media Productions. A lot of our new shows and old shows have their own YouTube channel, so we're going to be getting all of that information out to you. Call Me Zena, Sarah Spiritual, and Sally Bernard. So.
And Sarah Spiritual will be on the air tomorrow, so listen in.
All right, so more to come. We're going to take a break. I think Baxton and Josh have a special treat for us when we come back from commercial break. Okay. More to come. Happy New Year. We'll be right back. Aunt Media Futures Foundation is a non-for-profit organization dedicated to providing college students with immersive opportunities in media production, marketing, business skills, and communication.
Interns will learn professional workflow skills in editing, video and radio broadcasting, public relations, digital media, graphic curriculum, and access to equipment to make a positive impact.
Aunt Media Productions is a full-service production house with a variety of shows ranging from the Brooklyn Cafe show.
Welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe on a very busy Wednesday.
Sarah Spiritual.
Right here on the Oldies station, you're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah.
Call Me Zena.
By example, and that's what I try to do all the time, to teach by example.
You know,
Artist Loft.
using that term more. Yeah, lofties, yeah.
And Gypsy Soul.
They love music. It's like their favorite thing to go to.
I teach like preschool up to 12th grade.
Yeah, nice.
You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram at Aunt Media Productions. Please like and subscribe to all of our shows.
I want to be in first class. Champagne, please.
Dying comfort.
That's good. We offer opportunities to excel in the field of TV film production, social media management, video editing, set design, graphic design, sound engineering, journalism, and many more useful tools to help you land a career in the media business.
To volunteer or be a part of our team, or to make a donation of any size, please visit us at ampfutures.org. Help us to empower college students to create a positive impact with immersive hands-on experiences in media production. Help us amplify the future.
Jay Harmon. One of the many artists held in the Brooklyn Cafe Gallery, Jay specializes in various different art styles, but his medium to work with is colored pencils. His unique style comes from being self-taught and years of practice. Jay pulls his inspiration from many outlets like people, television, celebrities, and many more. With multiple original pieces, Jay's art graces the gallery with over 40 plus works for viewing and for purchase. His many years of being an artist has given him a chance to partner with the Derwent brand, giving him the opportunity to try many different work styles and further his craft. Feel free to come down and visit the studio to view his work, or if you're interested in your own Jay Harmon original, he's open to commissions on his website, coloredpencilartist.com, or catch his show, The Colored Pencil Artist, on Amp Media Productions on YouTube and Facebook. See you soon.
Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella.
Pizza Rica, tasty region pizza at 2001 Northwest Boca Raton Boulevard or contact 561-826-8663.
Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella.
Your True Oldies Listener's Guide. Listening in the Palm Beaches? That's 95.9 FM. On the Treasure Coast? You want 106.9 FM. In Boca? It's 95.3 FM. We've got Fort Lauderdale and Broward County covered with 96.9 FM. And you can always hear us anywhere at TrueOldiesFLA.com.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
In 1862, the USS Monitor sinks. In 1879, Thomas Edison demonstrates incandescent light. In 1999, Panama Canal is turned over to Panama. 1775, Patriots are defeated at Quebec.
I think we're ready.
All right, come on.
It's gonna sound something. Whoa.
Boca Raton, put your hands together.
Start it, kid.
Coming to you on a dusty road. Good loving, I got a truck alone. And when you get out, well, you got something. No, you don't worry,
Cause I'm coming. Tell me why.
I'm a soul man. I'm a soul man. I'm a soul man. I'm a soul man. I got what I got the hard way, and I make it better each and every day. So honey, now don't you fret, if you ain't seen nothing yet. I'm a soul man. Woo! I'm a soul man. Play it. I'm a soul man. Yeah. He's a soul man. I was brought up I learned how to love before I could eat. I was educated from the good stuff. And when I start loving,
Baby, I just can't stop.
I'm a soul man.
Tell them what you are.
I'm a soul man. I'm a soul man. Come on. I'm a soul man. When I grab the rope, come on. And I'll hold you in, come on now. I'll give you hope and be your only boyfriend, yeah. Yeah. Come on. Help. What did you say? Help? I don't know. It's okay.
Don't play that thing. Play that thing, little boy.
Come on now. I'm a soul man. Come on. I'm a soul man. I'm a soul man.
I'm a soul man.
I'm a soul man. I'm a soul man. Yeah. Oh, Lord.
You know, you guys are awesome. Those are definitely some of the things that don't fit in an elevator pitch, and they don't fit on a website. Those are just some of the things that touch your heart and make you smile.
You just got to come in here and drink some of the Kool-Aid. Turn that light on. Baxton, turn
Come
that
on in and have some fun with us. So, wow. Baxton, thank you. Josh, love having you guys back together. It's like, I love having the kids back home. It's what it feels like when my kids come home. These are my extra kids. They come back home for the holidays.
I do. And I'm hoping that next year we have, what is it, Violet Hayes?
Violet Hayes.
Violet Hayes.
They're not violent. They're violet.
Violet Hayes. A Ruse.
Whatever you want to call it.
Band for Hire. I hope that next year you guys come in and we do something with it. And we come in here. I don't care what it sounds like. You come in here and you play it. People were so in love with their effort and what you guys were trying to do that night. They still are asking me when you guys are going to come on. I don't know what to tell them.
On a Tuesday, I think Meg is off on Tuesdays. But you're not, so we'll have to figure that out.
We'll have to do maybe a cafe after hours and just tape it or something. It's a lot of fun.
That works. That works.
All the good opportunities, they stare you in the face.
So, well, Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year to our crew, everyone who's here. Some of them are hiding in the studio, in the production room. I don't know if they have a year in review. If they do, they're going to play it. But thank you, all of you. It's been a year, a new foundation, new fundraisers, new friends, longtime friends, actually, coming back to fruition and joining us in studio. Some great new things. We've got new shows starting next week. We're going to be off tomorrow, but we will be back ready to go here on January 2nd on Thursday. The show's in full swing and a lot of great things.
And I want to thank you. It's been 10 years, 9 years, whatever years.
Yeah.
Been a whole bunch of years.
A whole bunch of years.
But there's nobody that I've ever met doing this business in all the 20-some odd years I've done this that has the class, the personality, and the push like you do. So I just want to say Happy New Year, Happy Hanukkah, and may the future, as our lady told us before, be bright and go get yours and do what you got to do and make it happen. And we got some new stuff coming in. We have a new studio that they're planning in here. Josh put the blueprints together. They were in there measuring and everything else. So we're turning a new leaf for next year. We want you to be part of it.
A lot of great stuff. Well, Happy New Year, Chief.
Happy
Thank
New
you
Year.
for putting up with all of my crazies for all these years.
That's okay.
And to our crew, thank you. And we actually have a special segment before we wrap up today that we got to record yesterday with Sam Gannon of Let's Go 180, who is Janelle Kelly's partner, and SG Inc. So check this out if you're interested in branding and being part of all the things they're offering for their clients and new clients. A lot of free opportunities in January, so check it out. Let's Go 180. We will see you, Thursday, 9 a.m. drive time. Happy New Year, everyone. Don't drink and drive. Stay safe to our crew. Happy New Year. We love you all. We'll see you then.
And we're back. Exciting news.
You got really exciting stuff happening for 2025. A lot of things happen, and I have to tell you, we've got Sam Gannon joining us of SG Inc. and Let's Go 180. And her partner, Janelle Kelly, couldn't join us today, but hopefully we're going to get Janelle with us on another interview. She's doing what she does best, seeing patients. So she's helping some people recover. So we've got Sam Ganem joining us. I'm excited because last week we had the opportunity to have a wonderful meeting with them late Friday night. Well, late for Friday night anyway. And it just kept going and going. And if you think it, that she can ink it. How do you like that?
I know, it's a 3 o'clock in the morning thing.
You know, that happened to me one night. Everyone said to me, put a pen by your bed. So when you have these dreams, you wake up and you write them down. And I did that. And I woke up the next morning and my pen was out of ink. So, of course, only me would that happen to. So things to remember as you change your life for 2025. Time to get up 180, right? You're not doing a full 360,
You're lucky.
you're doing a 180.
I didn't have any
Sleep.
I didn't have any paper, so I ended up writing all over myself.
But ever have those dreams and they keeps you up at night because you don't want to forget them, and then you keep ruminating and you think it. And people I know I want to talk to about shows and things I want to do, and then you ask me the next day, did I order new equipment? I'm like, no, because I was thinking, ruminating on all the other things I had to do. But you reached out to Sam. It's kind of these one amazing coincidences that there never are, these synergies that we had one person on and she's roommates with another person and that person is partners with this person, and all of a sudden everything comes together between Janelle and Sam. And then we had Arielle Leavit and she works with them, and it's like all these things line up and the universe brings you all of these messages. I usually tell myself it's in threes. This wasn't threes. This was like everything all at once. And when you're in the right place at the right time, right, everything all at once, it happened.
Well, we had that meeting on Friday, and ever since then, I haven't been able to sleep.
So should we bring Sam in?
We should.
All right, so that's Sam Ganem. Thank you so much for joining us, SG Inc. What is going on? You've got so much happening between you and Janelle, and Let's Go 180.
We do. Thank you guys so much. And you're right, we had a very exciting meeting on Friday. There is so much going on, and it's funny because maybe a year or two ago, I could imagine being where I am today with so much going on and feeling maybe overwhelmed by it or feeling even distracted in some cases. But we've set it up so that we can continue to all have even greater success in 2025 in a way that's structured and organized. I do have a printing background, which is where SG Inc. comes in. And Let's Go 180 is a business that Janelle Kelly and I have built to get business owners unstuck, to create even more success through clarity and mindset. We help support them to get crystal clear on their messaging from the inside out and help them show up in congruence both in and out of their businesses.
How important is structure?
Well, it's funny. If you ask someone like me who's very square, I'll say it's of utmost importance. But I'm blessed to have a counterpart in business that is the perfect balance in the sense that it doesn't mean boring. You get to absolutely have fun. You absolutely get to acknowledge and celebrate all the wins. But a structure in setting up SMART goals, in sort of creating a routine with regard to how we stay present, right? Typically when our minds are wandering or we're doing the monkey mind, it's because we feel scattered and we feel like we're not able to stay and be present where we are, or we end up attempting our best to stay present, saying yes to all the things and just feeling burnt out, typically not sleeping. I think structure is of utmost importance, but I don't mean it in the sense that it gets to be too strict and it doesn't allow for any spontaneity or play, kind of like today, right? We had a conversation Friday and I kind of clicked my heels and made a few changes, and here we are.
Which is amazing. So I'm excited to have you here.
Thank you.
Are we structured? No. Yes and no.
I think you're structured. And I'm the anti-structure.
You're the anti-structure. So
am.
in my mind, Sam, I know what I've got the list of things that I want to do, and I can be in the middle of them, and he comes in the front door screaming, Dawn! And there goes like my monkey mind. And then all the things, did you do this? No, because I forgot because I was in the middle of doing that. And then you came in screaming my name, and there went all the equipment lists that I was in the middle of ordering. So it's that type of thing. So my lists have lists.
Right.
My pads have pads.
Yeah.
And then there's the things that don't get on a pad, and because I think I'm going to remember them, and I don't.
But I learned something from our meeting on Friday. I learned that I have to take ideas, and Dawn gives great ideas, you give great ideas, and I have to implement them in about 5 or 6 different ways. So people called me over the weekend that they showed up on the show yesterday, and I had to implement all these ideas. So now we're opening up centers all over South Florida, not just in Boca. So I took her idea and I expanded it, and she's looking at me and said, "Are you insane?" Yeah, I'm probably a little bit insane. But from what I was gathering with you and Janelle on Friday, if you have a great idea, why not just let it out, see what happens?
Right. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm definitely, and we definitely as a unit in Let's Go 180 are a huge proponent of start where you are and use what you have. At the end of the day, people have done more with less, one. And two, we have infinite amounts of information at our fingertips and infinite capability within us. Plus, when we get to go about life with our partners, like the two of you, in business, you can lean on each other's lanes and magic. If the divide and conquer idea really does work. With regard to having lists about lists, over the weekend I was gifted like a smart notebook. And by the time I was done, it stressed me out to the degree that I was like, you want me to write all this stuff, and then I'm going to take a picture of it, and it's going to upload as a PDF, and that's different than doing it in my phone. And I'm back to pen and paper, and so that it registers. So I'm going through this whole thing, and I say to my sister, I'm like, I love you, but this doesn't make any sense. And I realize it is in the simplest of things that we tend to complicate. So a huge thing, and Janelle and I and our team will keep each other accountable daily. Within our journaling, we also do 10-day goals for that day. They're just for that day. They don't need to be the same as yesterday. You don't even need to refer back necessarily. When you woke up today, what were the 10 goals? It's a little different than a to-do list in the sense of, being here at a certain time and that kind of thing. But it's literally, if there were 100 interruptions, what are 10 goals? They could be as simple as drinking a gallon of water. It could be walking 4 miles. It could be reading 10 pages. It could also be following up with Freddie and Dawn. It could be checking in with the team on X. And what happens is when you write those goals in the morning, they're literally embedded in your head. You don't even have to go back to them. You're not going to forget. And then tomorrow, you look and you're like, wow, I will say to you that my productivity, I haven't measured it because I am that type A persona that I will measure it, but my productivity has gone up so significantly in the last 15 days during the holidays of sticking with the list of 10 goals. It's keeping me accountable and keeping me more structured.
Are you an organized person by nature?
I am.
You see, that's my problem.
I am. But the biggest reason is because I am also a mentally chaotic person by nature. My upbringing was if the outside is all organized, that's all that mattered, and you didn't realize that, that's just kind of a pretend game. The opposite's true. If there's physical chaos around you, this is kind of chaotic. But for me, the structure sets me up in a way that kind of calms that maybe anxiousness. But you also don't know, your body doesn't know the difference between anxiety and excitement. So I just try to tell myself that I'm excited all the time.
You're excited all the time. Let's Go 180. Is it goal setting and manifesting? Is it manifesting versus goal setting?
It is all of the things. The best way I can describe it is mindset, messaging, and mechanics. What do you take with you every single day in and out of work? Yourself, your mindset. Things that we don't think matter or aren't connected or related, they are. I'm a walking testimony. I was successful in business and had the sales to match, and I thought all things were well and good. When I looked at the bottom line, and none of the bottom line was like a one-for-one measure to the amount of effort I was putting forth or to the quality of my life, my health, and it just none of it added up. I had to get really honest. And I entered a program, which I'll share with you guys about in a minute. We have one coming up on January 5th. And basically, it's a combination of how you show up in all ways, because that is what you take with you always. How your messaging projects or mirrors from the inside. So when we show up in business, we typically lean on our elevator pitch. It's just a bunch of words. Just like in printing, if it's not strategized and it isn't crafted properly, it's just ink on paper. When we give it meaning, when there's effort, when there's an energy and something faith-based and grounded in the message, it translates. So next thing you know, you don't even really have to sell, you just have to show up. And then how do we show up? We want to show up in our businesses and succeed. Why? We want to scale. Who goes into business just to stay where they're at? Nobody. And you have to be a little crazy to go into business for yourself, like we talked about on Friday. So you're not insane. You're in company.
Well, you have to have the balance and the assurance that what you're thinking about, good, bad, or indifferent, at the end of the day, you're going to see if it works. And if you are giving guidance, like some of the things that you're going to be talking about in a second, if you're giving guidance on how to control your emotions, how to control all the noise around you and still be able to encompass the ideology and philosophy that you want to get to, I don't always think that my way is the right way. My way is one way. So I use people as this notebook that was given to you by your sister. I talk to people and I bounce ideas off of different people because I have an idea of what they're going to say and think and everything else. And I love the response I get. And then I look at Dawn and I come up with an idea and she looks at me and she says, where'd this come from? I says, I have no idea. But I encompass pieces that I learned throughout the day. I wish I had the discipline the two of you have. I don't. My mind will wander. I saw a squirrel eating a nut one day waiting at the light, and I came up with an idea for a show.
I'd almost challenge you, though. Maybe it doesn't have to be structured in the sense of like, I sit down at 9 a.m. and I journal and I write my goals, being all crazy like that. But literally having a notepad, let's say, you know, on a nightstand, on a kitchen counter, on a coffee table with a pen with ink in it.
With ink in it.
And just as it comes to you, it seems like you're squirreling, pun intended, but you're not. And you never know. When you come back, you know, you're going to get the message right when you need it. But at least, not to ever call it a waste, but you can't forget it. It's written down.
Well, my best notebook, my best paper is a napkin.
There you go.
Right?
Perfect. And those are everywhere.
For years, I've written contracts on napkins. I've done philosophies on napkins. And for some reason, I don't lose napkins. I must have 27 books in this place. I don't know where they
have a budget of
are.
ours on a napkin somewhere.
Well, yeah, I have a budget.
Well,
I
perfect.
wrote a
So there's
budget.
napkins everywhere.
Everywhere. They call me the napkin king. But that's just my idiosyncrasies of the way I do business.
Tell me about some of the programs that you have set up for Let's Go 180, because you've got an array of different options for different people to meet them where they're at.
Right. So what's most exciting that I'd love to share is everything we have starting in January to really support business owners both locally and out of the state and internationally, actually, and having their most successful year. The very first happens to be a free event, and I did come prepared with notes. The first is the Entrepreneur's Growth Sprint. This is where you get to create even more success. It starts virtually on January 5th. It's a 5-day challenge at 5 p.m. This is where you'll define your big vision, you'll cultivate steps for growth, and you'll create a magnetic message and start to think about the mechanics necessary to successfully scale your business.
How many days?
5. It's a 5-day free challenge online.
Oh, it's online, so you're not missing work. They can.
Not at all.
Okay.
5 p.m. and you can join our Let's Go 180 Facebook page, which hopefully we can link. After that, this is the program I entered into as a student on January 8th. It's the Think and Grow Rich Mastermind. It's a 12-week program. It is led by Janelle Kelly. We use the Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill as a bit of a speaking point or supplement to the course. You will learn a ton about her transformational training as well. That's the program that truly helped me get unstuck. I took those philosophies plus the print branding and messaging coaching I was already offering my clients, packaged them together, and in 90 days, the business that was in the red for 4 years was in the black.
And let's talk about unstuck. Unstuck is a big word that
Yeah.
a lot of people use. Unstuck and let's unpack.
Yeah.
Unstuck to you and Let's Go 180 means what?
Basically, that feeling of the hamster on the wheel, or for me, the treadmill. Because, and I, by the way, want to just preface that for me personally, it's an energy and a feeling, and we're so blessed to feel. So it's just an alarm. It's just an alarm going, hey, maybe we should look at that. Why is that? And I'm certain that there's different degrees. I can tell you for me, I couldn't have recognized that I was stuck because I was so busy.
Well, that's what I'm wondering, because some
Yeah.
people are stuck in mindset. Some people have fear of success. We talk about all that. So sometimes you're stuck in that fear of success, the being stuck in feeling unworthy. There's so many unstucks.
And those stories translate into every single endeavor in our lives. So it would be crazy for me 5 years ago to look and think that my upbringing, it's somewhat conducive because I came from a family of entrepreneurs, that I would also be a business owner, and have multiple businesses, but I would have never pieced together that scarcity, lack, and fear were huge drivers for me because that's the environment I grew up in. In my mind, I'm so removed from it. Well, it's almost funny to hear myself now, like, really, Sam? You never dealt with that. And so what does it do? It creeps up. And in ways that you're not even like, how could these things be connected? So when you allow yourself, the best way is asking for help, and you don't know what kind of help you need, these resources are at your disposal and they're free. There's literally no obstacle, just the obstacles that you set in front of you. And it's a choice. Sign up or don't. We hope you do. How could I have thought that what I believed to be a book club was going to give me something in a way that it wasn't that I had heard it for the first time, but it was packaged in a way by a person who had done a ton of work and figured out a way to capture the essence of what she could see in me. And I was able to take my skill set, combine it with my newfound education, so to speak, put forth the work that were only a bunch of small shifts every day. Journaling and 10 goals a day is like one small example. What was the coolest for me, though, was that every tool I got to use came from me. I didn't have to go buy a third party anything. I didn't invest in a program that then kept upselling me into something else. There's tons of continuing education in our programs, but the objective is to create independence and interdependence, not codependence and keeping you in a program.
This 180 program is meant for men and women?
Absolutely.
So let me ask you the question that's been in the back of my mind. Men versus women, what is more of a challenge or less of a challenge on the two sexes? Because I know that men and women must be different towards this approach.
They are, and I mean, that one's a little tough for me, I'll say, because if I'm just in total honesty, I never show up thinking about maybe a gender bias. I say that because on paper, I actually probably lean more in my masculine. This course and Let's Go 180 has actually allowed me to lean a little bit more into my feminine and invite more flow and ease. But my natural predisposition is more in the masculine, the provider and the family, the grit and the tenacity that culturally was sold to me as the masculine. Not the sit back and receive. I don't mean submissive or passive per se, not that those are bad. I just mean I didn't even know that it was an option to put the work in and then breathe and sit back and wait. I thought you had to constantly be moving. I would say, though, that a lot of these typical stories or this gender bias is what many of the men and women come in with. So, whether it's showing emotion or being able to only admit, oh, this really doesn't feel good, or this really does remind me of a time. And there's a line, because we're not therapists, but believe that all of the work that we've all done, there's still more things to, as you say, unpack or revisit, because sometimes you're just not ready. Right? The biggest set of feedback, and we have testimonials from both male and female students, people that came to our boot camp and people that have worked with us in our group coaching, our 12-week program. And I couldn't have ever expected, as much as we know the work, it's wild to see the different things that people take from it. The joy that they feel in their lives, and their businesses are successful, but they get to have a harmony. They're no longer hiring themselves as their least paid employee. They divorce the self-employed notion. You're not self-employed. You didn't hire yourself to give yourself a job and sometimes get paid. You're a business owner. You're an entrepreneurial powerhouse with $1 billion mindset. And when you go into it with that level of tenacity but softness, it's wild what you can create.
The January 5th program is free.
The January 5th program is free. That's the Entrepreneurial Growth Sprint. That's on Facebook.
The January 8th program.
Think and Grow Rich. We actually have a coupon code THINK50 for 50% off. That's a fully virtual 12-week program. So you can get in for as little as $600. That is essentially a 12-week group meeting in the evening, 8:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is a Wednesday every week. And it's incredible what you get that is so much more than the timeless principles of the Napoleon Hill book, which are tremendous. And it's a fantastic introduction to our programs as well.
And then February, you have another program.
Oh, but we're not done with January yet.
Oh, my goodness. Okay.
So on January 18th, we're offering a free virtual 90-minute boot camp, essentially an introduction to unlock your full potential at 9 a.m. That's a Saturday. This is a space to also create more success, to fundamentally outline a lot of what maybe we need accountability to do, which is why we're best to show up in a group setting. And you'll actually get to learn a lot about the Culture Catalyst, which is the program that came out of Stanford Masters of Business. Those two with the Think and Grow Rich Mastermind are really the two programs, primarily with Janelle's training, because she brings almost 10 years of transformational training, that despite other coaches I'd worked with, and even recognizing myself as a coach, because I didn't know that at the time. I was coaching businesses on their print branding and messaging already, but I had a stigma with the attachment of the title because of the same thing. It's just like it seemed overused. It's much more as a resource, as a trusted resource, as a teacher.
What do you think distinguishes your program, your and Janelle's program, from other coaching, business, growth programs? Right? We're looking at 2025. Everyone's looking to change something, whether it's mindset,
Right.
business growth, internal happiness, worthiness.
Sure.
what makes your program stand out?
A couple things. The first thing is that it is an inside job, but there is external action. You will take action on the second that you walk in, whether it's through an online program, of in-person boot camp, a call, a strategy call, an SOS call, whatever the case is, you're taking action. It is not a talk at you, it is a do with you. You are not, by any stretch of the imagination, walked through a course and then let go after the 12 weeks. I had a call with a student the other night that literally sent me a message and said, "Are you available?" I said, "Absolutely." There is a ton of networking, but not in the typical sense. The network that we bring is significant. There is a resource for just about anything. And when you're in a resource, in a village rather, that is so rich with resources, then there is not this constant feeling of, again, upsell. There's also a tremendous amount of case studies that back what we teach. There's student testimonials, and there's established businesses backing Let's Go 180. You know, we might be just about a year old, but there's almost 40 years of combined experience between two people. There's a team of 5. I mean, there's a ton of testimonial walking in our community. And we have part of our team that's international. So I feel like the testimonials speak for themselves. And if I can say on live TV that it's the work I did, that I had this attitude of, I don't know what I'm going to do. I couldn't even get out of it with bankruptcy if I wanted to. I mean, it was such a bad situation that I was dealt a business that was misrepresented financially. There was no way out. And how I thought it was a book club. And then I said yes. I found myself saying yes. And here I am. So if that's not, you know, I'm remiss to identify necessarily bulleted points. I don't believe in competition. It's much more collaboration. But having worked with 3 other coaches and feeling like I was taken for a ride, or feeling like I actually had more tools than they, the fact that part of what we teach comes from a university such as Stanford from the 70s. I mean, it was given to the survivors of 9/11, to people who lost their breadwinners from COVID. It was given to divorcees. It's used in Prada, Warner Brothers. The branding, storytelling, and why pathway that I teach is used by Trek Bikes, Tom's Shoes, Sealy Serta. I mean, you know some of these brands.
And what other days? So we're getting through January.
So just let me give you a quick summary. January 5th is the Entrepreneurial Growth Sprint. It is a free virtual 5-day event on Facebook at 5 p.m. on our Let's Go 180 page. January 8th is a Think and Grow Rich Mastermind. Coupon code is Think50 for 50% off. That's a 12-week program on Wednesdays at 8:15 Eastern Standard. And January 18th on Saturday at 9 a.m., we're offering a free 90-minute introduction where you'll get a small taste of the Stanford University program, the Culture Catalyst, Janelle Kelly and myself.
A lot of great opportunities.
It is, and if you miss one, it has nothing to do with the next.
Correct.
And next,
They you can stack, and there's tons of habit stacking and interlocking here, but you don't necessarily have to go in any particular order. There's something for everyone. If you're curious, just say yes. If you're curious, just sign up. 2/3 of these are free. I mean, there's no and a 50% coupon code. You know, the only deterrent would be the deterrence we set for ourselves.
And your ideal client is whom?
Entrepreneurs and business owners, small to medium size, who really they're somewhat seasoned to the degree that they kind of know why they're in their industry. At least they can remember why they started. And they're looking for simple, maybe non-traditional ways to get crystal clear and attract the right clients. Ideally, someone that looked kind of like I did. They were busy, you know, they were selling, they were working, but the numbers just weren't adding up. Someone who looks around and says there has to be more. Those would be our ideal business owners.
And is there a website people can follow or contact you at?
There's our Let's Go 180 Facebook page. We're working on finishing our website, The Entrepreneurial Woman. I'll link that as well. And, of course, Janelle Kelly and myself. My email is sam@thinksginc.com, and Janelle Kelly is jk@janellekelly.com.
And I think the best testimonial is you started as a student with Janelle Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
And you went through the program, you saw the program, felt it, did it, saw success with it, and now you want to share it with others.
Well, and more the point, we partnered. So in the end, it's the magic of staying in our lane. And when I was a kid, I used to think that was a rude statement or like the grocery store advice. And I realized when you stay in your innate magic, you can create so much. So just you keep writing on napkins. And you make sure you have a pen with ink by your bedside. So we partnered in what was a vision of Janelle's, and something I think that I always knew I had. I just kind of put it to the wayside, as we often do when we hire ourselves as our least paid employee. A lot of our dreams sit by the wayside. And we had a conversation. We have friendship in common. We're both respected in our community as successful business owners in our own right. And it just became this undeniable thing to partner in these boot camps where we're selling out. And people showed us that not only did it work, but we weren't alone. Like, there were so many people who, once I shared my story, were like, oh my God, I had this and that happen. I had a partner walk out one door and then I had another partner walk back in. Or, hey, I tried the traditional things. I went to school, or I went to the SBA, or I went to this and I went to that. And it's like, sometimes you just don't need more of the traditional. Sometimes you just need to come back, if not all the time, to your innate programming and figure out, like, where are you at? Get your pulse. And how are you showing up?
It's all about
I gotta
showing
love
up.
this. And Michael Jordan, it reminds me, Michael Jordan came out with Just Do It, came from the same philosophy. Because if you don't take a shot, you're never gonna score. But I love the idea because what they're doing is new today, but old school, back in the day, this was the philosophy that all these principles of teaching that I learned were all about. And if you don't believe in yourself, you ain't got a shot. At least here you have an opportunity for somebody to give you the information, which I think is amazing.
So check it out. Let's Go 180. You can find them on Facebook. You can also contact Sam Gandam right here at the studio, or Janelle Kelly. We will get everyone in touch with everyone else. Our number here is 888-994-4995, Studio A. And hopefully 2025, we got some exciting news to release with both of these amazing ladies, but we'll get them in studio together. Sam, thank you so much.
Thank you guys so much. I'm so excited to have everybody and just to continue growing with you all.
Such a pleasure.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show's over, the Broken Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S. will bring you more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. We'll see you next time.